Hi everyone, thank you guys so much for joining me today on the mat. My name is Alyssa. You are in for a full body Pilates workout here today. If you guys are new here and if you guys would like to join my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you love about it. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on the mat, practicing movement and our love for Pilates. The equipment that I'm going to be utilizing today is a set of ankle weights. You do not have to use a set of ankle weights if you do not have them. That is totally okay. And then I'm also going to be using a set of 3-pound dumbbells here. Again, if you don't have dumbbells, you can use water bottles, soup cans, candles, whatever you have around your home. You could even use your shoes. Anything, maybe if you wanted to go ahead and add a little bit of an extra added spice to your workout here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start off onto our backs in a supine position. Good. I'm just going to roll it on down. I'm going to extend my legs out in front of me. Once you're down there, you can go ahead and begin to place one hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. Begin to close your eyes if you so choose. You're going to go ahead and take a nice big inhale here through those noses. Feeling those lungs expand with those rib cages. Open up the mouth, exhale. Letting those rib cages relax. Good. Go ahead and take another nice big inhale here. Maybe taking a pause up at the top. Open up the mouth, exhale. Letting it all go. Just begin to take a few breaths as you inhale and exhale to the own cadence of your own breath. Taking the time that you need here on your mat to recenter and regroup as we go ahead and begin to practice our love for Pilates together. Feeling those shoulders roll out of that neck. Feeling the mat beneath you. Feeling the ground. Feeling that belly button go deeper and deeper into that spine as your rib cages begin to soften and begin to engage. I need 2 more breaths here on the mat. Go ahead and take a nice big inhale. Open up the mouth, exhale. Last and final one. Go ahead and take a nice big inhale. Open up the mouth, exhale, let it all go. Begin to wiggle those toes. Wiggling those fingertips. Rolling out those ankles. Rolling out those wrists into one direction. Maybe begin to rotate the opposite direction here on your mat. If those eyes were closed, begin to blink them open. Beautiful job. You ready? Good. From here, you're going to begin to float that right leg up to tabletop position. Beautiful job. Go ahead and begin to float that left leg on up to tabletop position. Knees together, heels together, toes together. From here, I'm in a neutral spine, so there's a tiny little gap between my lower back and the back of the mat. So if we were to place tiny little blueberries underneath our lower back, we would not be able to squish those blueberries. Begin to bring those hands behind those heads, interlacing those fingertips, and those thumbs come down the bridge of the neck. From here, you're going to go ahead and take a nice big inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to begin to lift it on up into a nice upper ab curl. Elbows are nice and wide. You're going to inhale as you lower down. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower down. And then exhale as you lift it on up in that nice upper ab curl. Your rib cages is pulling in. You're going to the cadence of your own breath. You do not have to go to my pace. You can go to your own pace. Good. This is your practice. I am just here to guide you. Good. Beautiful job, you guys. Just getting into those nice crunches, squeezing it up at the top, and then inhale as you lower. So it's always important to go ahead and notate here that whenever we're going ahead and working those core muscles, it's not a jerk of those necks or those head, neck, and shoulders. The power actually comes from those ribs. You're creating as little space as possible as you lift it on up in that nice upper ab curl, creating as little space as possible between those ribs and those hip bones. Good. Your pelvic floor is nice and stabilized and controlled. Beautiful job, you guys. I need 8 more, and then we're gonna go ahead and add on. 8, make it count. 7, 6, 5, give me 4. We're gonna hold it on up in that nice upper ab curl. In 3, we're gonna work that right leg. In 2, this next one, hold it on up in that nice upper ab curl. Excellent job. Now begin to lower down that right leg down to the mat. Good, and then begin to lift it back on up to tabletop position. Good, so you're just lowering down that right leg and floating it back on up to meet that left. Good, elbows are still nice and wide. Unclench your jaws, okay? Your rib cage is still pulling in. It is nice and engaged. If you feel like you're just going ahead and tapping the ground down, that's not gonna be really engaging that core here. I wanna see the length as you begin to lower down and then bring it back on up to tabletop. If you feel like when you lower down that you're losing that core control and letting it on out, go ahead and don't even tap the mat down. When you start to feel like your lower back is peeling off that mat, that is where you go ahead and stop lowering it down. Good, 8, 7, we're gonna add on. 6, breathe. I need you guys to breathe. Feel the length. Beautiful. That right side, those right abdominals are firing it on up. In 3, 2. This next one is you begin to lower down that right leg. Inhale as you lower down those head, neck, and shoulders. And as you exhale, lift it on up in that nice upper ab curl. That right leg comes back on up to tabletop position. Good, let's go ahead and repeat that motion here. As you go ahead and inhale, lower down those head, neck, and shoulders, that right leg begins to tap the ground down. Exhale as everything comes back to center. Good, beautiful job, you guys. I need 8, 7, 6, 5, dig deep, stay in it, stay focused. 4, give me 3, give me 2. This next one, go ahead and hold it down low with those right legs. It's kind of tapping the ground down. All right, from here, you're just gonna go ahead and twist it on over to the left-hand side with that right rib cage, and then just go ahead and come back center. Good, so go ahead and twist it on over to the left-hand side, and then just come back center. You're still up and lifted in that nice upper ab curl. Good, so you're just getting into those nice twists of those ribs. Good, give me 8, letting those upper abdominals fire it on up. In 7, 6, 5, oh my Lanta, 4, you're gonna hold it on over to the left-hand side. In 3, in 2, this next one here, you're gonna hold it on over to the left-hand side. Can you get a little bit deeper in that nice twist? Can you go ahead and squeeze those elbows to knees and then begin to lengthen out that left knee over top of those left hips? Good, driving it in, squeeze, elbow to knee. Good, so you're just pulsing it in. 8, 7, 6, 5, oh my goodness. Give me 4, 3, 2, one last layer to this last one. Hold it here. Begin to extend that right arm past those left thighs, and then just reach and reach and reach and reach. Good for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, this last one. Go ahead and begin to give yourself a nice little hug as you bring those knees into those chests, a little rock side to side. Excellent work. How does our core feel? Whew. Beautiful job, you guys. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and begin to bring both those legs back on up to tabletop position. You're interlacing those hands behind those heads. We have the left side to do. All right, so begin to float those legs back on up. Same thing, just repeating this motion. You're gonna go ahead and take a nice big inhale here. And then as your exhale, you're gonna lift it on up in that nice upper ab curl. Inhale as you lower back down. Don't worry, we will get into those left legs and that left side of those abdominals. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This next one, as you begin to lift it on up in that nice upper ab curl, hold it here. Elbows are nice and wide. Continue to breathe. Smile right through it. Close your eyes if you need to. Go ahead and begin to lower down that left leg. Begin to float that left leg back on up to tabletop position. Begin to lower down that left leg and then begin to float it back on up to tabletop position. Beautiful job. I see a hair just hanging from my leggings and it's bothering me. Do you think I should get it? Yeah, I'm gonna get it. It's like bothering me. Good. It's my own hair. Good. 8, 7. I got my finger pricked at work and they pricked me so hard that they hit a nerve and my pinky turned black the other day. Oh, I lost count. You like that? Give me 6. Give me 5. Beautiful job. In 4, we're gonna add on that extra layer. After core, we're gonna get into some glute work. Give me 3 more. Yes, you can. Rib cage is pulling in. Give me 2. Be intentional. This next one is you begin to lower down that left leg down to the mat, lowering down those head, neck, and shoulders. Good. From here, you're gonna exhale, lift it on up, begin to float that left leg back on up to tabletop. Oh my goodness. Begin to lower everything down. Exhale as you bring everything back to center. Good. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you float everything back on up to center. Good. I need 8 beautiful ones. 8 beautiful reps. Give me 7. 6. Give me 5. 4. I feel the shakes. Give me 3. 2. This next one, you're gonna hold that left leg down. You're still gonna be up and lifted in that nice upper ab curl. We're just gonna go ahead and twist it on over to the right-hand side. Go ahead and come back center. Go ahead and twist it on over to the right-hand side, and then go ahead and come back center. So those left toes are just hovering, okay? That heel is not down, you're just not flat here, and you're not just twisting. Try and keep those left toes nice and lifted. All right, that right leg is still nice and up in that tabletop position. You're pulling from that left rib cage over to that right hip bone. Good. Getting into that nice twist. Can you get a little bit deeper? And deeper. And deeper. Good. For 5. You're going to hold it on over. We have one last layer to this core series. In 3. In 2. This next one, you're gonna hold it on over to the right-hand side. Can you extend your left arm over top of past those right thighs? And can you just reach that left arm over top, past those right thighs? Good. 8. 7. Reach. Give me 6. Guess what? I forgot a layer. Can you believe that? Give me 5. 4. 3, 2. This next one here, hold it there in that nice twist. Go ahead and begin to bring that left hand back behind that head. Just go ahead and give me a nice little pulse in, elbow to knee. Good. Pulsing it in, bringing that elbow to knee. Good. Sorry guys, I forgot this. Good. I guess the burn was just shaking too much. Good for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Can you get a little bit deeper? Can you get a little bit higher in that twist? For 3, for 2, this last one. Go ahead and begin to bring those knees into those chests. A little rock side to side, maybe bringing those heads up to those knees, giving yourself a nice little squeeze. Beautiful. From here, you're gonna go ahead, make sure that you have those weights. They're gonna come to the outside of those mats. Good. From here, you're gonna be on your backs. Knees are bent and feet are planted. They're in line with those hips. Those toes are pointed down, okay? I want you guys to go ahead and brush those fingertips behind those heels. And once you can feel those heels, I want you to take a step forward. All right, if you feel those heels with the back of your fingertips, it's gonna be a little bit more quad dominant. And I really want us to be working those glutes, so taking a step out will engage those glutes a little bit more. From there, you're gonna take your dumbbells, if you have them, or maybe one or none, it is totally up to you. From here, you're gonna begin to place them on top of your hips. You're gonna go ahead and take a nice big inhale. And then on your exhale, you're gonna soften your ribs and you're gonna begin to tilt your pelvic floor, lifting it on up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lifting up those hips towards the ceiling, squeezing those glutes up at the top. Good, and then you're gonna begin to slowly begin to lower it down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Maybe dropping that pelvic floor, tilting it down into the mat as you begin to arch that lower back. From here, you're gonna begin to take another nice big inhale, and then when you exhale, you're gonna tilt that pelvic floor back on up towards the ceiling, rolling it on up one vertebrae at a time, coming it on up to that glute bridge. Beautiful job. Begin to slowly lower it down. A last and final one, articulating that spine. Begin to tilt that pelvic floor, lifting it on up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Begin to lower it back down. With a nice flat back, you're going to begin to lift up those hips. Begin to, and then lower them back down to the ground. Press it on up, lowering it back down. Squeezing those glutes up at the top. Good. So if somebody were to come around with a Starbucks gift card, because we know Starbucks is a pretty penny, but we love it, okay? All right, if anybody were to come around with a gift card, you're gonna be squeezing that gift card so tightly in between those cheeks and then lowering it back down. Good. Excellent, excellent work. 8, you're still breathing. We're gonna add on, we're just getting into that nice little glute series. First 6, 5, 4. You can close your eyes if you so choose. Give me 3 more. We're gonna go into a nice little combination. And 2. Beautiful job. This next one, lowering down those hips. Now, once we raise those hips back on up, giving me a 2 count pulse. 1, 2, with those hips raised, and then begin to lower them back down. Let's go ahead and repeat that cadence. Lifting up those hips, give me a pulse. 1, 2. Inhale as you lower down those hips. Let's go ahead and exhale, lift them back on up, pulse it. 1, 2. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift, pulse it. 1, 2. You guys got it. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. My glutes are already so sore. I was shaking doing that core series. It was brutal, but I know that we are all capable of doing it. Tough things. Good. 8. You're gonna hold those hips lifted. Give me 7. Give me 6. 5. 4, 3, give me 2. This next one here, you're gonna hold those hips lifted here. Hold them lifted, hold them lifted. Begin to give me those tiny little pulses up and down towards the ceiling. Pulse, 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 pulse. Good for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're gonna hold those hips lifted. Go ahead and grab on those dumbbells in either palm. Pressing those arms on up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing in towards the center of the body. Beautiful job. Those hips are still raised. You're gonna begin to bend in those elbows, dropping down those dumbbells down by those temples, and then begin to press them back on up towards the ceiling. Bending it in with those elbows, and then begin to press it on up. Good. Dropping it down. Press, drop, press. Good. In 8, we're gonna add on. Give me 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Do not sacrifice those hips. Keep them lifted. And 2. This next one, you're gonna drop those dumbbells down by those temples. Now, when you begin to press them back on up, that weight goes heavy in that left leg. You're gonna begin to lift that right leg up to tabletop position as you press those dumbbells up towards the ceiling. You're gonna inhale as you lower down that right leg, dropping down those dumbbells down by those temples, and then press everything on up. Good. Lowering it down. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Nice little combination. Keep those hips lifted. We're just warming it on up and engaging those left glutes here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. You're going to keep everything lifted. And 2. This next one, press everything on up on your exhale. Good. From here, hold that right leg up to tabletop. You're going to begin to lower down those hips as those arms come on out wide. And then as you exhale, lifting up those hips, those arms come back in front of that chest. Inhale as you lower down, open up those arms, lowering down that right leg. Exhale, press. Good. Dropping down those hips. Exhale, press. So only those hips drop as those arms come wide, and then press as you go ahead and lift them back on up. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. You hold everything lifted. This next one, hold everything lifted. Just little tiny pulses up and down with those hips. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, you can. 4, 3, 2. Lower it back down on that last one. Whew. The audacity. We got the other side. From here, shake out those glutes if you need to. Grab a drink, towel off if you need to. You're gonna go ahead and place those dumbbells back onto those hips. We start off the exact same way, and then we begin to work out that right cheek because we cannot have lopsided booty cheeks, okay? All right, from here, dumbbells are on those hips. You're gonna begin to slowly take that nice inhale. Good. On your exhale, begin to soften those ribs, begin to articulate that pelvic floor, lifting it on up one vertebrae at a time, lifting up those hips. Good. Begin to slowly lower it back down. Pressing that pelvic floor down into the ground. Good. Articulating it, rolling it on up. You guys have been here before. And then begin to slowly lower it back down. Good. Last one. Articulating it on up. One vertebrae, and then begin to slowly lower it back down. From here, with a nice flat back, you're going to begin to lift up those hips on up towards the ceiling for that glute bridge, and then lowering back down those hips. Good. Pressing it on up. Inhale as you lower back down. They're doing construction where I'm at, and it's been a really noisy morning. They started at 7, but I was up at 5 because I signed into work. And I had to find time where they all went on lunch because otherwise it was so noisy and that everything was shaking and chattering. Good. Exhale, press. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you press. Inhale as you lower. So I found out I was like literally watching them like a hawk through my window, seeing when they were going to go to lunch. I was like, they have to go to lunch around this time. So I had to go ahead and squeeze it in and show up on the mat with you today. 8, 7, 6. We're going to go into that 2 count. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go ahead and get into those 2 counts. So lift it up. 1, 2. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift. 1, 2. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift. 1, 2. Inhale as you lower. Good. I need 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This next one here, you're gonna hold those hips lifted. Little tiny pulses down and up. Little tiny pulses down and up. Yes. Little tiny pulses. Yes, you can. Breathe. Close your eyes if you need to. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Small 1-inch movement for 5, 4, 3, 2. This next one here, hold those hips raised up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells on either hand, reaching those arms on up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing in. Begin to lower down those dumbbells by those temples. Press them on up. Bending in those elbows and press it on up. Good. Lowering it down. Press. Good. I need 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Rib cage is pulling in. Keep those hips lifted. 3, 2. This next one, as you go ahead and begin to lower those weights down by those temples, that weight now goes heavy in that right leg. As you press those arms on up towards the ceiling, you're going to begin to float that left leg on up to tabletop position. Good. And as you lower it back down with that left leg, you're going to, and tapping the mat down, you're bending in those elbows with those weights. Press. Inhale as you lower down. Exhale as you come back center. Good. Inhale as you tap the ground. Exhale as you press. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This next one here, you're going to press everything on up. From here, you're going to begin to lower down those hips down towards the ground as those arms come on out wide. And then as you exhale, press, lifting up those hips here. Good. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale as you lower. Everything down with those hips, tapping the ground down. Exhale as you press it on up. Lowering down those legs, lowering down those hips as those arms come wide. Press. So you're still engaging that core, and your right glute is going to begin to really fire it on up. Good. 8. 7. You guys are almost there. I have faith in you. Give me 6. Keep those hips raised as you press it on up. Squeeze those glutes up at the top. Give me 5. 4. 3. 2. This next one here, you're gonna hold it on up here, hold it here. Just a little tiny pulses down and up with those hips. Little tiny pulses, yes you can, for 8. 7. Squeeze. Give me 5. 4. 3. Can you lift it a little bit higher? Into this next one. Begin to lower it back down. Whew. Go ahead and begin to tap out that glute. Good. Grab a drink. Towel off. If you need to go ahead and give yourself a nice figure 4 stretch on the mat, right leg comes over top of that left, just pulling that left leg in. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. Go ahead and switch it on out. Left leg comes over top of that right knee. Begin to pull that right knee in towards that chest, giving your left glute a nice little squeeze here. Good. For 4, 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful job. You're going to go ahead and come on up to a nice kneeling position. If your knees bother you, you're always going to be welcome to stand, okay? You guys are almost there. We just have core or arms, and then you're out of here, all right? So you're going to take a dumbbell in either palm, all right? We're going to grab them again. From here, you're going to begin to roll the shoulders out of your neck, energy shooting out from the crown of your head. From here, you're going to have a slight hinge forward. I'll go to the sides, then that way you can see me. You're gonna have a slight hinge forward, okay? But your core is still pulling in. It's okay if you have a slight tilt of your booty out, all right, to protect that lower back. From here, you're gonna begin to bring those weights up towards those rib cages. The energy is shooting out from the crown of your head. Your gaze is up in front of you so that that head is in line with that spine. You're gonna begin to press it on out, back, for a nice tricep kickback, and then begin to bend it back in. Good. Press it on out, bending it back in. Those elbows and those arms are nice and glued to those sides. You're squeezing it as you press it on back. Good. And then bending it back in. Press, bend, press, bend. Good. Squeezing it on back. Good. I need 8, 7, getting into those triceps. 6, 5, rib cage is pulling in. You're still breathing and you're smiling because you're having so much fun, aren't you, on the mat? Give me 4, 3, 2. This next one, hold it back here with those arms pressed back. Little tiny pulses in towards the center of the body. In, 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 in. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness, this next one. Hold it here, hold it here. Little tiny pulses up towards the ceiling. Good. Palms are still facing in. You're just pulsing it up now towards the ceiling. Good. For 8, 7. We're going to go into an overhead press with the tricep kickback with those hips going back in 5, 4. I will walk you through it. Give me 3, 2. This next one, you're going to begin to press those hips forward, bringing those weights up to those shoulders, giving me that nice overhead press. Dropping those weights down by those shoulders, sending those hips back, giving me a tricep kickback. Good. Pressing it on up, sending it on back. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yes you can, yes you will. This next one, hold it on up here in that nice overhead press. Go ahead and begin to bring those arms down to a nice goal post. Good, your rib cage is still pulling in. Just holding it here, finding strength and stillness. You have a nice grip on those weights, hold. Give me 8, 7, 6, we're gonna go into a nice overhead press with those arms, but when we overhead press, we send those hips back. In 5, I will walk you through it. In 3, 2, this next one is you overhead press, send those hips back. Good, and then begin to release it on out. Bringing those arms back down to that nice goal post as those hips go forward. Press it on up. Come back to center. Good. 8, 7, 6, more. Give me 5, 4, give me 3, yes you can, I need 2 more, that's it, 2, this next one, go ahead and come back on up, go ahead and drop those dumbbells down by those sides, okay, you're going to begin to come into a nice 4-point position, knees are going to be stacked over top of those hips, those shoulders are going to be stacked above those wrists, that gaze is down in between those hands, engaging that core. You're going to begin to extend that right leg back behind you. You're going to begin to extend that left. You're coming up into a nice high plank. You're pressing the floor away from you. Good. Booty is tucked. Hold it here. Hold. Find strength and stillness. You're not tired. You're just getting started. Hold it. Good. You're not here forever. This is only temporary. Fight for it. Fight through it. I'm right there with you. Hold it. I cannot do it for you, but I can damn sure do it with you right here, right now. Hold. Give me 10, 9, find strength and stillness, 8, 7, 6, 5, you're almost there, 4, 3, 2, begin to slowly bend in those elbows, down by those sides, as you begin to go ahead and untuck those toes. As you begin to give me a nice upward facing dog on your inhale. And then on your exhale, you're gonna begin to go ahead and forward fold it on down, resting that cheek onto your mat. Maybe bringing those hands down by your sides, just letting that heart rate come down here just for a moment. You can close your eyes if you need to. Just letting that heart rate come down as you inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. Go ahead and take another nice big deep breath in. Exhale. Let that heart rate come down. Good. Beautiful job. Close your eyes if you so choose. Being thankful for the work that you did today on your mat and all that it was capable of doing. And when you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your toes, wiggling those fingertips, rolling out those ankles in one direction and maybe the next, opposite direction, rolling out those wrists in one direction and then rolling them out the opposite. Bending in those knees and windshield by bringing them from side to side, letting out any lower back tension you might have felt throughout today's class. And when you're ready, you can slowly make your way on up to a nice seated position. in that nice seated position, we have 2 breaths. You're going to go ahead and give me a nice big deep breath in. Breathing in all that positive energy. Exhale, letting go of any negativity. Good. Last and final one, go ahead and take another nice big deep breath in. Your palms come together up at the top. You exhale as you bring it down to heart center. You guys should be so proud of the work that you did today on your mat. This is never easy. It was definitely a slow burn, definitely challenging. I am so incredibly proud of each and every single one of you for always showing up here. If this is your first time, thank you guys so much for joining me today on the mat. Make sure that you guys go ahead and subscribe, like, and give this video maybe a nice comment. I would love to continue having you here on my channel. Again, my name is Alyssa, and thank you guys so much for joining me here on the mat, sharing it and practicing movement. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than right here with each and every single one of you. And until next time, I can't wait to see you. Bye.